Hi, I'm April Goff Brown, and welcome to this episode of my video blog series. This is a personal story that I want to share with you this week. It is how I had an epiphany about an aspect of my human design. Now, I've been working with my design for about 4 years, and so I thought I really knew everything that there was to know. And yet, a puzzle piece came into play this week. And so I wanted to share it with you to show you how knowing your human design can be really helpful in you moving forward and getting unstuck and moving into some flow. So for a while now, I've noticed that there's been some tightness in my throat. There's nothing wrong with it physically, but there was still this tightness, and sometimes my voice didn't quite sound like my own. It felt a raspiness, or sometimes it felt like it was going to give out on me. And I know that in my chart, I have an undefined throat, and it's not going to flow quite as nicely as those of you that have a defined throat. But still, I figured I needed to do something about opening up this throat center, this throat chakra. So I tried some Reiki sessions. I did a session with essential oils. I'm being guided with them to help open the throat. I've done visualizations, and all of these have been wonderful tools and have really helped to a great degree. But still, that tightening will show up, and I will feel that constriction, and it gets frustrating. So because I'm working as an entrepreneur and trying to promote and market my services, I need this throat to really be working, especially if I'm doing sessions with individuals, that it really needs to be open and flowing. And so I started a program, a marketing program, a way to hone in on my messaging, and it's focusing on the throat center. Now, in the first week, in the first session, I had an epiphany arise. Now, I've known my throat is undefined. I know that there are only 2 gates in my throat that are defined, that are hanging gates. They don't reach to any other center. But I looked at my chart, and the puzzle piece that had been missing is that I have no centers that reach to my throat. The throat is out there all on its own, trying to communicate. And it hit me about how I'm struggling and trying to do things in a way that may work for other types with defined throats, but doesn't work for me. I also saw that and recognized again that my head and ajna centers are also undefined, and they don't connect to the throat. And so there's lots of inspiration that comes in, and it swirls all around and goes into my undefined ajna. It's a very messing filing system. The ajna is like your mental filing cabinet, and mine just has a bunch of stuff thrown in it, and trying to find it is like shuffling through piles of paper all over the place. So I have this inspiration, and I have this knowledge in here, but forcing it to come out doesn't work. I have to wait for the right moment, that inspirational moment, for it to come out. And then I looked at the centers that are trying to reach my throat. My emotional solar plexus is trying to through gate 22, which is my design moon. And the moon is a driving energy. This is energy of stillness and coming to trust in spirit. My will center is trying to reach through 21, and I see that as kind of a discipline, a willpower. And so it's trying to will my throat into speaking, but it doesn't want to. It wants to do it in its own time. And then my spleen center tries to reach the throat through 2 gates, gate 48 and gate 57. And those are both very big gates for me. 57 is intuitive insight. And it is part of one of my 2 divine channels. And so I know that I have to trust my intuition. It is what really works for me. Gate 48 is big because it's my design and personality Saturn. It is that gate of knowledge, of deep knowledge, of wisdom. The fear with that gate is that a fear of inadequacy. And so does that block my throat, this fear of inadequacy? With 57, the fear is the fear of the unknown. Does that block me, that I need to have that control? I need to be fully aware and know exactly what I'm going to say. And because I don't, does that constrict my throat? And so I've come to truly appreciate that I need to trust that I have the knowledge. I need to trust that my intuition is what drives me and what will come out, that the words that I need will come out at the time that I am speaking them. And as I was mentally mapping this out, I could feel the pressure. So I paused. I took some deep breaths. I actually brought my favorite essence scent into the mixture. I love using laurel leaf. It is calming. It opens me up. It allows me to reach deep inside. And so I felt that I needed to use that. And then I also pulled an oracle card. So here's what came through for me. And this is the lesson that I learned this week. Trust my intuition. It will guide me correctly. Don't second guess it. Trust that I know enough. My depth of knowledge, my life experience have blended into a wisdom, and I've reached the wisdom phase of my profile. I'm clearly in the 3rd phase of the 6th line. Acknowledge my role as a provocateur. Now, I don't know what questions will come out of my mouth, but I know that when I'm hearing you and when I'm listening, that something will come in. The intuitive spark that comes in and a question that may provoke your growth, your change, a thought, something that you didn't think of, a different perspective. And that's what growing is all about. And then I went to the Serenity Prayer, which I see as the best motto for living. And I mapped out what are the things that I control. And I'm satisfied with those. I know what I can control. I can control what I write. I can control what I design. I can control what I create. I'm okay with all of those. And then I looked at what I can't control. And I saw it clearly. It's about surrender. It's about trusting my higher power, God, the divine universe, that will provide for me what is necessary for me so that I will have what I need when I need it. That's surrender. And that's the part that I have to learn how to release. And so I went to my Dragonfly Oracle deck and I shuffled the deck and I asked, what do I need to know about all of this? And the card, believe it or not, that came up was the card Surrender. It's like hitting me upside the head and saying, April, we've been telling you this all the time. You need to surrender control of those things that you can't control. And then the puzzle pieces fell in, and I realized that when I can truly let go, things will flow. And wouldn't you know it, that as I'm really working at this and trusting the flow and praying on it daily, business has begun to grow. Clients are scheduling. My fall workshop series is beginning to fill up. And so I share this with you to let you know what I have heard a lot, and now what I'm really experiencing very profoundly, if you will, that when you surrender to your design, when you live in alignment with how you are designed, stress moves away and the puzzle piece of the flow comes in. And that is what I'm here to offer others and found myself this past week. And so my throat feels looser, the pressure's easing, the words are flowing. Even I have something here that I'm supposed to be reading, and I haven't really read it. That shows how the words are flowing. And so I want to let you know that I am here. I'm here as a guide. I offer 60 and 90-minute human design readings and analysis sessions, and I've begun to offer video recorded human design sessions, which are wonderful for those of you that are having trouble finding the time in your schedule, so that I can record it and send it to you, that you have a chance to look at it in your time. And most importantly is that if you're ready to really dive deep to see where you're stuck, where you're blocked, and how to open that up for flow and living aligned to your design, then the Immerse Yourself program 6-hour series is really what's right for you. So remember through all of this that you were born perfectly designed. And isn't it time for you to get back there? I hope I see you soon. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this blog, subscribe to my email list and also subscribe to my channel so you can be informed when these are released. Thanks again.